Welcome to BluegrassHighSchoolSports.com and FayetteCountySchoolSports.com. I'm Samantha Burford. Welcome to the Jack Burford Chevrolet Studios. Come on in.
Welcome to the new place for local and regional high school sports talk and analysis in Central Kentucky. Meet your hosts, Samantha Burford, Donald Foster, Larry Frakes, and Chad Tate. And thanks to our great sponsors, Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, off the EKU bypass. Visit them online at jackburford.com. Express Roofing, they have you covered. Visit them online at expressroofing.net. Set up your free estimate now. Now, back to the show. This program is sponsored by Cumberland Valley National Bank and Trust. Visit their new location in Berea.
Welcome back to our show. We're going to start off the show by talking about some girls' high school basketball. So let's get started, guys.
Well, it's over. I'm a little sad about it, but, good season all the way around for the county, I think.
It was. He had the Lady Indians. They normally win the district. They finished 14-14 this year. Young ball club, as you well know.
We're young. Hopefully we've got some things. We'll keep working hard. That's the main thing we're going to start doing this summer and seeing where we can lead it.
Southern went 21-8 this year, one of their best seasons ever. Of course, they won the district first time since 2007. The first time ever they won a regional game, so it's good for that program.
Had a good club. They got a good coaching staff over there, and they do a good job.
The Berea girls, another really young team, new coach, 6-20 on the season. And Model with 9-16, and by the virtue of the draw, they finished runner-up in the district, and they moved on to the region. So
yeah, that draw is sometimes a tough subject. I understand everybody's opinion, everybody's got it, but go to the bottom line with it. As a district, you'd like to see your two best, what you would consider your two best teams, but then again, that's a good opportunity for the model teams in Berea. So I'll say,
all right, we're going to argue
neutral on that.
We're going to argue here. We're going to argue here.
Yeah.
You've been in that district, right? Did you go to the draw this year?
I did not. No, we don't usually send rep on that one.
I've been in that draw many times, and like you said, we drawed. You drew Southern. Central. If you don't know, Chad was assistant coach at Central this season. I was a former assistant coach over there, and y'all drew Southern. 1-2 in the district. Mm-hmm. Model went to the region. Mm-hmm. Model got blasted.
Mm-hmm. Big time.
60-27 by Henry Clay Ball Club. Gets to bye. What was good for Model to go up here and get blasted? I mean, I was sitting on the floor. I was seeing the faces of them going, ladies. No, they were not.
Well,
no fun getting beat like that.
It is. But it's, as a coach, and Bobby Story does a great job up there, and an opportunity for him, for those young to help build his program, to see that at least we got there. He just would have a full-time job of convincing them, hey, we climbed the mountain, we got there. Sure, we're going to maybe, take a beat. So I'm going to go that route that I understand his point. Yes.
Model they won 9 games. 3 was against Berea. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying, if you can't play Henry Clay in the regular season, if you can't play Scott County, if you can't play Central, you have no business going to the region and playing Franklin County or Henry Clay in the region.
But a lot of people would agree with you.
I'll digress. It was good for them, I guess, to go up there and get.
And the biggest thing, it's not uniform. Kentucky high school basketball is so uniform with everything. Everybody does the same. For us to not have, what are there, 8? I didn't even think there was that many. So but there's a lot of other factors. That's like the big boss on this one. That why that happens, and we appreciate the opportunity just to play. So that's all. But hopefully it'll.
I hate the draw. Wish the case just to lay stuff in and do away with it, because
I could see that.
In the boys, again, it was 1-2. Central Southern once again. But as it was. We sent Southern Model out of the 44th to the region. So, region this year was won by Franklin County.
Franklin County was tough. Wow, they've got a nice club.
Did you all play Franklin?
We were scheduled. We always do every year. They were in the LIT, and so we had to. They canceled that game for that this year. But we played them last year. They're very aggressive, and they got some young girls. Got a nice program.
They're young.
Yep, they're all young.
They are young.
No, they don't lose any contributing seniors. I don't believe so.
Well, no, they don't. Franklin won their first round game in the region, and then they played Madison Southern, who, as we said, got that first win, and they had a big lead on Catholic, and that's when Catholic made a run at
it. They did. Catholic shoots the ball well, and
so good for Southern to hold them off. And then in the lower half of the bracket, you had Henry Clay get the bye over Model to the second round, and Lafayette beat Woodford County. So going in, you figured it might be Franklin and I thought Lafayette would go a little deeper.
Well, Lafayette, they had, a lot of times your best players don't always make you the best team, and they ran into a very smart, and they missed some free throws.
They did.
So that was tough.
They had 2 kids going major, Ashanti going to Penn State, Ashanti Thomas, and you had D. Givens going to Western. So, and the Franklin County Henry Clay game, I didn't get to see the championship. 58-56, so it must have been a good one.
It was a good game. They both went back and forth, but the young lady for Franklin County, the leading scorer, she just really took over. She
was the one that took out Southern. As Southern made a run, she would take the game over and stretch it back out. So Franklin County won the 11th this year, which to some was a surprise, to some it was not. I tell you, the biggest surprise came when we went to Bowling Green, down to the state tournament.
Well, there's so many teams that come in like that you really don't know that much about. We had been competing against Ashland last year. We went there, and we knew of E-Town, Allen County, Scottsville, smaller school, but they obviously are pretty daggone tough, and they beat Franklin County by 20 that first round. I was really shocked at that score, but
like you said, coming in, Elizabethtown was like the Kentucky of the tournament. They'd lost 2 games to both of them out of state. So my biggest surprise came first round when they beat Mercer County, 79-38. And I mean, I watched Mercer County play, and they had a couple of guards get flat out shoot it.
Right.
But they had no problem with Mercer.
No.
And then Franklin lost, like you said, by 20
to the eventual champion.
Scottsville.
Yeah.
Holy Cross won it.
Oh, did they? All right. Allen County Scottsville went to the finals.
They went to
That's
the
what
finals.
I was looking. Yeah, they
got Holy Cross.
That's right.
Holy Cross knocked off E-Town, 41-40.
Yeah.
I read what happened with that. I think Holy Cross got a basket about 3 seconds ago, and E-Town didn't have a timeout.
Wow.
So.
Well, that's just again, we go as we talk about the boys. You get in that atmosphere, opportunities come, and you'll see some people rise up, and sometimes you'll see some things kind of fall where they don't get it done. But it's just a great opportunity for all those schools coming in.
So your final in the bowling in the girls' state tournament was Holy Cross out of Covington, 33-3. There was 32-3. Scottsville, Allen County, Scottsville, 30-4, and Holy Cross won 35-32.
Must have been a defensive struggle. Like I said, I don't know their particular
struggles.
Although,
if you look at Holy Cross's scores, though, all their scores are pretty low.
Right.
So they must play some good defense. Either they play defense or they stall.
And that's what high school girls basketball, high school boys. If you can really play a solid defense and have a little bit of some guard play,
some guard
play is huge. We're seeing that.
That's right.
Yeah.
So state tournament for the girls is over, but the boys are coming up.
That's right.
Talk about a 44th district for Crick and boys. Madison Central at 18-12. Not a good season as far as Central goes. 18-12 is kind of down, but they won the 20th straight district.
That's true, and they had some trouble. I think had a gentleman. One player was out early, and then of course Sam Jones got hurt.
Sam got hurt in the very first game.
Hurt Central a little bit, but then they started playing well without him. Then he came back and then they lost a contributing player late in the year, right before the district. So they were a little off, and then they played well in the finals of the district, and then just I think Alan said it best. You read, they were just. So weren't able to compete athletically on some levels right now. But I think that he keeps him in games with the solid defense he teaches and gets them going.
They played a good defense.
They did.
Southern was 13-15. They took Central overtime in the opening round.
It did.
That shocked a lot of people.
It did. There was some.
And again, Southern missed a lot of free throws.
They did.
In that game.
They did.
A lot of free throws in that game.
I think Central was a little. They weren't expecting, and then it kind of kept snowballing, and there was a couple situations. Again, I won't talk coaching-wise, but some things happened that looked like may have been a mistake or really worked out well for Southern that I would not have thought there was some time they weren't in the bonus yet. But then it worked out good. They were able to, Central wasn't able to get off a last-second shot. But, and I'm sure Southern is feeling.
Southern's young.
They are.
They are young.
They've been young a time or two, and so now if he can bring
now
it on.
Now these guys going to be juniors.
It's going to be
upperclassmen now. So, but Coach Buckley feels good about next year.
He does. I'm sure he does. And so he's still.
So Model went 13-16. They were the runner-ups in the district. Berea finished at 11 wins, 15 losses. So Central beat Model for the district title, 20th straight title, and they went off to the 11th region. Central drew a tough Brown Station team opening round. I didn't get to see it, but it was 67-50. Yeah. I watched it online.
Was you?
Yeah, it was
Bryan
tough.
Station is very strong athletically. They just get.
I didn't think they were that good.
Kept running at them.
I didn't think they were that good though. I thought Central could handle Station, but
no, Station. Let's see. I think throughout that Lexington this year, Henry Clay had beat Station twice. Catholic, I don't think they had played, and then Lafayette. I take that back. Excuse me. With Henry Clay, Bryan Station had split with them. Lafayette had beat Bryan Station twice. Of course, Lafayette killed really Central early in the year, but that was right after Central had the injury.
Right after Sam,
so that wasn't a good indication. But
Brown
yeah,
Station's athletic.
Oh man,
They were just like it.
Yeah.
And they had a starter out.
Yeah, they had a big kid out.
Ineligible. So good friend of mine's son's on that team, played a good job. I'll give Josh Owsley some props. Good friend of mine, Tommy. I played behind him at Berea College, and he's a good kid. And
well, they didn't have the fans here. You know, it was a Saturday morning game.
It was a Saturday morning game because of the
Central
snow.
definitely had the fans.
I really thought that was a little bit of a disadvantage for Bryan Station. It was. I mean, I thought that was a little unfair, but I know what the weather had to do, because to come from Lexington and have to play at 10 o'clock.
That's early in the morning.
Right.
They got them up early and got them going.
That was a long day of basketball.
It was
for anybody.
Lafayette, second game of the region, beat Franklin County 68-55. Wasn't much of a surprise. Henry Clay got the bye over Model to the second round. And then Catholic beat Woodford 58-50. A little surprised by that score. I thought Catholic would come out and dominate them more.
Well, Catholic really got going. But Woodford County does a good job. Their
they
coach
can play with anybody.
They do. They're a little bit like Central in the fact that they play a really strong defense, and that keeps them in games at the high school level.
Final four of the region was Station Lafayette, which Station just rode over Lafayette. That surprised me.
Lafayette didn't play well.
That surprised me.
I talked to a couple of their people.
Went to the game,
Don Lane's son. Brian Lane's son, Don Lane's grandson. And he didn't shoot well. So they kind of locked him down. That didn't help them. And then Bryan Station just got on a roll as well.
Henry Clay and Catholic, again, another surprising score, 65-44. Catholic just blew them out of the water.
Henry Clay had 10 points at halftime.
Yeah.
Talked to Dad. They couldn't hit one. And Daniel, you could just see he was over there. He just dropped, had some looks, just could not
couldn't get
anything going. Then the second half was, turnaround. Yeah. But by then, Catholic was hitting.
The lead was up. The lead was too big.
They couldn't overcome. The Johnson kid got hot.
Yep. So. Boy, when he gets hot, he had 43 or 45 at Central one night. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, and his father, I played with and against his dad over when he was at Catholic. Danny was a great player, and talked to him, and the Tanner does a good job.
In the family.
And
Tanner going anywhere?
He's got some offers, some mid-major good stuff.
I can see him playing mid-major.
Good kid in this state tournament could push him up a little bit.
As you said,
he shoots it.
Catholic Bryan Station in the finals, and Johnson played well again, and they're going to the Sweet 16.
And as much as I like the Johnson kid, really in the finals, and he would admit too, the kid that won that for Catholic was the point guard.
It was.
He controlled against Bryan Station, the semifinal game. He controlled everything. He was able to score a little. He didn't shoot from outside, but he was just able to. They all looked for Johnson, but they made some nice.
The point guards
they played very well together. They would do a lot of pick and rolls, and the defense would try and jump the pick and roll, and the ball handler would go straight to the bucket. But the point guard, he won that final game for him. He was impressive. He's small, but he handles the ball and did a good job.
So will you guys go to the tournament?
I'm going to try and go to a session or two.
I probably will not.
I will try to. I just if I can get out of work, that'll be the main thing. So.
That's it.
But
can't take time
off.
off.
If I can get away.
It is hard. I mean, it's hard.
Some of those games, again, it's the greatest show in Rupp. You know what they say?
That's what they say.
And it's just a great atmosphere over there.
There's some good games lined up too.
Myself going with my dad between going back to Louisville and Lexington.
Yeah.
That's where it used to be. They rotated. Just a great for young players that aren't playing to see what you want to strive to, and just such an opportunity for these kids to be able to play on that floor.
Especially middle school kids, get them, take them to the games.
I think it's good for it to be in Rupp. For Kentucky kids,
Oh, it is.
Nothing against Louisville and the Yum Center and whatnot, but it's Rupp Arena is Kentucky basketball.
It gets you an opportunity to play on that floor, and it's centrally located. Your 1, 2, and 3, and 4 region guys aren't going to agree with that.
We ain't going to Paducah. We're not going to Paducah. But we're not going up in the mountains of Eastern Kentucky and play. So.
And the way they have that set with the draw, every year you got somebody that surprises it.
It's all about that draw.
That is.
What region gets what region?
That's right. So it's a good
and in this one, the 8th region is going to be represented by Collins. Don't know much about Collins. Who is the favorite going in, do you think?
Ballard is going to have to be on paper. And again, I throw that out the door. The year Central won it 2 years ago, they were maybe top 12 in that pre. So it's going on, what they've done. But Ballard has just rolled through everybody.
That's what I filled out a little break. That's what I had. I had Ballard win it over Cove Calf.
And they've got one of the mountain teams, which is always a favorite, not County Central. They've got the Justice kid who's a senior who signed to Vanderbilt. Yep. So he's been playing high school ball. I think he's about a 7th grader.
Smart
His father's a coach, and so he's one of that's the resurgence of the mountains with individuals. You got him and the young lady for Bell County, that are the leaders right now to possibly get Mr. and Miss Basketball. That hadn't
Now, when will
happened in
they
a long
pick
time.
that? During the last week?
That will be after the state tournament.
After state tournament,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, they do that. Of course, because as with Dominique, our Madison
local
County hero, he was able to his state tournament push that in as well. I'll go way back in history. The 1970 Madison High team that went to the finals of the state. Robert Brooks, our other Madison County Mr. Basketball, he had just a huge state tournament. Actually, still holds a lot of records at the state tournament overall, and that pushed him on to the Mr. Basketball title. So that's my history
Who's
lesson.
the surprise team of the boys state tournament?
You know what? The feel-good story's got to be Williamsburg in my mind, just because they haven't won it in 150 years. You know, and they made Yahoo. They made national news with that. Of course, down there in that area of the state, they do. The high school basketball is just phenomenal. You know, they have radio stations. They're all on the air. Yeah. And they had a call. This gentleman had evidently been calling the Williamsburg team for 100 years as well. Yeah. Very animated on the air, and they got down and that they played his last 10 seconds on Yahoo. It was and it was just incredible. He was we're going to the big house, and he was just it was an incredible neat little, you know, he was talking about those kids and we're going to party tonight in Williamsburg.
Well, you know, and that's just not his job. That's his passion.
Yeah.
He's probably doing it because he loves it.
He probably played there 50 years
ago.
Yeah,
but it was just a great call, and it got national news.
And you know how big it is in small towns like Williamsburg, or even Knott County, and some of them small schools. They live and die by it.
And there's a lot of your perennial
clay counties,
perennial teams that are in there.
It's what they do on a Friday night.
Absolutely.
You know, like I said, Ballard's probably gonna be the favorite. You have Knott County Central, who's got the Justice kid. Cove Cath is there.
Taylor County's got a nice club this time. They're ranked, beat a lot of teams. Hopkinsville, again, that's one of those all-time favorites. They're in there a lot.
Taylor play in the first round.
And that's the thing about it. Now, here you come into a factor, Hopkinsville and Taylor County. I don't know the last time they've been there. Nope. Hopkinsville's been there the last 4 years in a row. And then before that, they were there, if not every year.
Every other year.
If you can be used to that setting, that's going to help you, especially in that first round. So those first-time guys there.
You know they got that jitters, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
You were on the team that was the state
I was not. No, that was the 87 team. I graduated in 85.
You were 85.
That was those were my youngsters. I helped push them there. Sophomore group. So I take a little claim to it, but I did not get to play there. Yeah.
That was Coach Lakes in it, but
that's Shane. Okay. Yeah. So, Roger Nail and those guys, and Jerry Goebel. Those guys they give me a little credit. I beat on them a little bit when they were younger. But yes, you got some great teams. You know, like I said, some teams that have been there a while. In my mind, that's a 5-point difference in a game. You know, you're in awe when you get there.
The thing, not to interrupt you, the thing is, like you said, though, when them kids get on that floor first time, they're going to look up and see how many thousands of people.
Absolutely.
Poor little Williamsburg coming out of the mountains there, they got 25 people in the crowd. There's going to be 25,000. You know, it's not going to have that big crowd.
They have more than 25.
They'll have a bunch. I guarantee they'll pack. That orange and black will be there.
Yeah.
But, you know, then again, you know, you got.
Will follow them.
They will. You got some good first-round matchups, like you said. Owensboro plays Collins that first round. Owensboro, gosh, they've been there many times, so that's going to be good for them. Then you got the Taylor County Hopkinsville first session. Then that night is one of the is some good games. Cove Cath will take on Campbell County.
How about a big surprise for Campbell coming out of the team?
Yeah, they've been down a while, but they got moved. They got moved out of the 9th into the 10th a few years ago. So lucky for them on that. So then Williamsburg finishes up the first night session against Doss, and again,
Louisville Doss.
Your 6th, 7th, and 11th region teams are always as well.
They're
not
the
only
favorites
experience, they're going to be the favorites because there's no way, you know, top to bottom. I still feel like the 11th is the toughest region in the state.
It is, has to be from top to bottom. Like you said, when the region starts, there's 7 teams that can win that thing. And unfortunately, it's the 44th loser who primarily doesn't have a big chance. But
now the Louisville folks will argue, but then again, they may have the total top-ranked teams.
They've got 1, 2, and 5 in the state, but their bottom teams are bottom teams. Some of them bottoms. So.
And then you go in that second day, first round. You know, Johnson Central, the Mountain team against Ballard.
It's gonna be tough.
And that'll be tough. That'll be tough. And Ballard's got some experience.
Ballard's been there 4 straight years now. They know them kids know nothing else but the state tournament. It's,
right. Expected.
It's old school for them.
That last round, that last game of the morning session. That's the one I think could be. You got Catholic in Boyle County.
11th and 12th.
Boyle County is, you know, it's too small. But
Boyle coming out of the 12th.
They've got a really good team.
Now, do you call it an upset of Lincoln?
No.
1-2, 2-1.
Yeah, it's kind of, they both kind of battled and went through there. But
and
now
again, it was
Catholic,
a close game as well.
if Catholic can get hot over there, I think they'll beat Boyle.
If he can hit the three.
Now I know they'll have to turn around and, like I said, play probably Ballard.
No, that's gonna be tough.
But the odd style that Catholic plays, where they spread you out, the Michigan State type stuff, that could be
some offense in
it. And then that night session, you finish up Bowling Green, who's been a perennial winner of that 4th region, against Elliott County. Been a year or two, but they're small. They're going to have their hands full.
Elliott's been there before, though.
And then the big fun finale of the first round, not Central. Play Callaway County. Have no idea about Callaway County way down there in the
they're
west.
out in that west, and they're out first region. So
I'm not going to go with the favorite. Just because it'd be different, but
well, we learned in the girls' state tournament, the favorite don't always win.
It doesn't.
E-Town got knocked out, so
That's
Ballard
very
could get knocked out, or Catholic, or any of those teams.
And
got
don't you
knocked
kind
out,
of hope they do, though? It's
if
fun,
you're for that other team, I like the underdog.
If you're from Ballard, you hope not.
So
Well, we're
you're
talking Cats.
So let me
We
back
don't.
away. I was going to bring
Then
that
you
up.
bring
So
up
you're for Louisville then.
in the high school.
No,
Okay.
no,
All right,
no.
that's what I make sure. You know what's favorite. But
just high school.
So Don, what have you got? Who's going to win the boys' state? Who have you got?
I like Ballard.
You got
Even though
Ballard?
they are the favorite, I like Ballard.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I've seen some. I like the Hopkinsville team. I like their athleticism and some things they can do. So we'll see what we got. And
It'll be tough.
I hope Williamsburg.
I like to see
wins it.
Williamsburg make a
Absolutely.
run.
I hope they win it.
I'd like to see them make a run.
So it's
That whole team, that whole city may shut down.
Oh,
Oh, they will.
The stores will close.
will.
They will come to
They
Lakeland.
absolutely will. That is, they will bring them in.
And I don't blame them.
Nope. I hope
If I had a
they do.
store, I'd do the same.
If Madison Southern had won the region, or like when Central,
Yes.
when y'all went down to Central, went to the state tournament,
It was shut
Good
down
crowd?
here. Absolutely.
Richmond shut down.
Richmond had one of the best crowds there. So that's
Lots of
that'll
buses.
be fun.
All right, are we done?
I think so.
With this,
So
let's
big,
take
high
a quick
school.
commercial break, and when we come back,
go to the state tournament.
Yep.
Follow high school sports.
Absolutely. We'll be right back right after this message.
This program is sponsored by Cumberland Valley National Bank and Trust. Visit their new location in Berea. Thanks to our great sponsors, Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, off the EKU bypass. Visit them online at jackburford.com. Express Roofing, they have you covered. Visit them online at expressroofing.net. Set up your free estimate now. Now, back to the show.